country. Now, if you remember what we introduced to you last week on Thursday on the program, we started focusing on clean, renewable energy and also exploring solutions on how our farmers can adapt and adopt clean, renewable energy. Now, speaking of clean, renewable energy, here we are talking about energy like solar energy. As you can see on the diagram in your screens right now, we have solar panels there, and this can be used on domestic purposes and industrial purposes as well. Now, solar energy takes advantage of the radiation from the sun and it's converted into electricity and energy. Now, another renewable energy source is wind energy, and you can see the turbines around here. Najua watu wa Ngong Hills mnasema this is something very familiar to you. Now, of course, this utilizes wind turbines to convert kinetic energy into electricity. That's not all. When it comes to renewable energy, we also do have geothermal energy. Now, this utilizes heat from the Earth's interior and it's converted into electricity and energy as well. Remember, right here in Kenya, we do have the likes of Olkaria, which is one of the main geothermal energy stations in Africa. We also do have hydropower energy. Of course, that is coming from water. What is happening at Masinga Dam? We are taking advantage of the water, all right, the flow of the water, and converting it into energy. And very finally, and this is very close to our farmers, and that's why we are really focusing on clean renewable energy, is the use of biogas. It's very sad that in this time and day, we do have farmers who are throwing away animal waste, yet you could convert it into biogas and you can use it at home. And today we want to sensitize further on the importance of using clean renewable energy. And I know now you're wondering, watu wote wametoka wapi? Well, they're here to educate us a lot more when it comes to all matters clean, renewable energy. Right here we do have Kandie. Kandie, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Karibu sana Kenya's Gold.
Thank you.
Look at you here because of biogas.
Yeah, we are here to teach farmers.
Good, yeah. And this is a demo.
Yes,
of biogas.
This is a demo.
Right.
So what you get in the field is slightly bigger, like what you showed on the graphics.
Right.
But typically, a typical farmer gets this, which is the digester. And then in the kitchen, they get a stove. Most of the time.
Anapika vizuri.
Correct.
Right. Given how important it is, we'll be getting further into that conversation, but just to kickstart us, it's a very, you know, wakulima wako na animal waste every day. This is one of the things that they deal with every day, but you'll not go to every homestead na upate anatumia biogas. Yeah. Why is the uptake still not where it could be? Shida inaingililia wapi hapo katikati?
Shida inaingilia kwa cost sana. Because especially with the old technology ya biogas, ni very cost intensive, because kama unajenga ile ilikuwa inaitwa fixed dome, unatumia mawe na basically masonry. So ilikuwa very expensive kufanya. Although we have new technologies kama what we have now, it's slightly cheaper but still out of reach of farmers. That's why we are trying to partner with other organizations to be able to make this technology a bit more affordable.
So later on in the program, Kandie, I'll task you to tell us more about the different designs of the biogas. Na nikiamua kuweka moja kwangu, what should inform my decision? Why should I go for the fixed or not for the fixed? I go for this. That and more you'll tell us later on the show.
Sure.
Tutawasha moto?
Not here it is. No.
Great. Now moving on here to Mr. Ogola. Mr. Ogola amekuja hadi na mahindi. In short, hii studio yangu leo imekuwa kisiagi.
Tutasiaga hapa.
All right, Mr. Ogola, how are you?
I'm very fine.
Thank you so much for making time to be with us today on Kenya's Gold. Na naona hapa tuko na mahindi.
Ndoo ya kuchukua unga, mashini ya kusiaga, battery ya solar, solar panel yenyewe.
Right. Yes. So this is a solar powered
mill.
Yes. How important is it for my farmers to have this? Unajua saa zingine ukionyesha wakulima mambo ya technology, wamezoea tu the usual way, tupande, tuvune, tuende kwa soko, tupiganie bei huko, tulie, tuseme, you know, bei ni mbaya. But then they're seeing this new technology and they're wondering, should I really have it? What would you tell them?
Yeah, I think all farmers need to have it, or most of the farmers, because number one, post-harvest, ukishavuna mahindi yako, unaweza pata bei ya juu ukiunda ikiwa unga. The other thing ni unaweza pata mapato zaidi. Other than kutegemea ukulima peke yake, unaweza kuwa mshiagaji.
Na unaweza shiagia pia
jamii, yes.
Inakuwa kama biz.
Hii mashini kama ile ya kushiagia jamii, si yako peke yako.
Good. Yeah. Ndio wale wako nyumbani wasidhania hapa tu tunacheza kalongolongo au tunawatizi nini. Nataka tu test, tufanye tu kidogo, waone tunashiaga. And then later on, you'll talk to us about how we utilize solar energy to be able to shiaga our maize. Si ndio?
Right. Wacha niwakishe uweke unga mahindi.
Umewakisha?
Ready?
Saini mtu atumane za cabbage.
Ndio hiyo.
Good. Very, very lovely scenes. And finally here, hatuwezi ishi bila maji. Sindo Jackie? How are you?
Fine,
thank you so much for making time to be with us today.
Thank you for
At least wanaume hawaja to overshadow hapo. Kuna ladies, you know. All right, lady, talk to us about hii ni maji, kunaenda aje huku. What is going on?
Hii ni maji na tungependa kuonyesha wakulima that they can use water from different water sources and pump it and use it for productive use in the farm. You don't need to rely on rain to be able to do your production. When the rain stops, then your crops are at jeopardy or you don't have enough water for your livestock. You can use water from different water sources and better still, you use a solar system, meaning that it's friendly for the environment and it's also cheaper in the long run.
Right.
Yes.
So one of the major challenges that we are facing in agriculture here in Kenya is we are entirely rain-fed. So mvua siku ile itaamua hainyeshi, kuna watu mahali wanalala njaa. And that's what we are trying to do away with. So kuna mtu atakuuliza, okay, umesema hii si lazima nitumie mvua. I can get water from other sources and pump it. Please talk to us about these other sources. And also, does it matter where you are? Kwa ule mtu ambaye pengine hayuko karibu na mto mahali, hayuko karibu na damu, how do they go about it?
Yes. So this pump can work in different water sources. Whether it's a river, whether it's a dam, whether it's a hand dug well, kuna zile visima ambavyo huwa tunachimba na mkono. They are not very deep. It can also work in a shallow borehole that is not more than 50 meters. You can also use it in a water pan. Kama umetengeneza a water harvesting mechanism, maybe in your farm, na maji inaingia hapo wakati kuna mvua, unaweza tumia this pump to get water out. And now use it during the dry time. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So far, have you seen a lot of farmers uptake this technology? Where are we?
It's impressive over the years. There's been it has improved for sure compared to say 10 years back, but there's still a challenge, especially with smallholder farmers. And the biggest challenge is because of affordability. If you look at solar powered systems, they are more expensive compared to electric pumps and also the diesel and petrol pumps in terms of acquisition. The initial cost of buying the solar system is expensive. Lakini ukiangalia long run in terms of the operation cost, then the solar pump is cheaper.
Right.
Yeah.
So when I get it, will I just be pumping for my own? Unaona kama huyu ikishagi anaweza amua kuingia biza na shagia kila mtu mwenye ako, not everyone but several people in the community. Nikieka hii, does this serve individual farms ama pia kuna venye unaweza shikana na wengine you're able to irrigate different farms?
So his system is suited for somebody who needs irrigation for 2 acres of land.
Right.
They may have a bigger portion of land, but it will provide optimum irrigation for 2 acres.
Right.
So most smallholder farmers know how to plan. You have a big farm, maybe 5 acres, then you subdivide it and use it, plant different things. And so it's also possible to use it in different places. There is a surface pump, which you can carry. You can go to the river, pump water. At the end of the day, take back your pump, take it to the house.
Right.
So it can be used in different farms.
Right. Great. So later on I'd want to know, for my farmer who is listening right now na shamba yake ni kuanzia 3 acres, already anafeel ni kama ushamtoa kwa WhatsApp group. So we need to know, is there technology that favors our large scale farmers, because we do have the large scale farmers, you understand? As much as majority of our food comes from the small scale farmers, we have our large scale farmers. So you'll talk to me about the advancement of technology in that aspect. Lakini tukuje hapa kwanza. Ogola, stima jua ikiamua imepotea. Kuna it's a very cold day. It's a very cold season, like of late it's been raining, kuna baridi. So hiyo siku atushiagi ama form?
Form iko sawa kwa sababu one, kukiwa na jua mwangaza vizuri, then from the panel kuna controller itakuja direct charge, i-run machine. But jua ikienda chini, the battery will be charged na utaendelea kushiaga na battery.
Right. Yes. So you can store power in the battery
so that you use later.
And the stored power can last you for how long? Let's say nikubai, it's been a whole week of very cold weather.
So at least 3 hours straight milling. But tunajua pia kawaida ya wakulima ama wenzetu hatuta mill straight 3 hours. In a day utapata mtu amekuja dakika 5 mwingine. So 3 hours basically should cover like most of the day.
Right.
Yes.
Good. I also want to find out, since we are talking about solar energy, you know, inatakikana nitumie kama the sun is so hot, it's shining, ama tu pia if it's, you know, that kawaida heat, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, bado tu kuna jua, it can still work properly?
Yes, it will work properly. Actually, as long as the day has broken, siku imekuwa mwangaza, there'll be harvest, but not optimum. But the brighter the sun, the more optimum we get the harvest.
Right.
Yes.
Lakini storage, unajua it's very expensive. Unajua hapa kuna shida kubwa.
Ndio maana unaona tunakutana na wenzetu waweze kusaidia kwa hizo jumla ya gharama.
Sawa. So utaniambia wakulima wangu wataweza kufanya aje ndio waweze kuafford hii storage, because a lot of times even those who are using renewable energy, they'll tell you the storage is very expensive. They almost can't afford it. So we need to find a solution to that. Sinda?
Yes.
Great. Back to you, Mr. Kandie.
Yes.
At least you told me hatuwashi moto, so we are safe. Nisi panic. Sinda? Great. So when I'm using my biogas, and this is the size for domestic use, sindio? I want to find out, nitatumia waste ya wanyama wa gani? Can I use mixed cow, pig, kondoo, sheep? And why I'm asking is because we've visited different farmers, na utakuta they're very specific on using cow dung, of course, right? So tell me, is it cow dung that is the most preferred? Can I use other animal waste? How does that work?
So cow dung ukua the best option because even when we want to start, hata kama utatumia other wastes, lazima uanze na cow dung because there's a bacteria that is unique enye ina produce biogas na inapatikana kwa cow dung. So normally hata tukianzisha tuta encourage for any biogas system, anza na cow dung to build your bacteria colony. Lakini the moment system ishaanza, now you can use other forms of waste. Unaweza tumia ya kondoo, ya mbuzi, nguruwe, kuku.
You know, when I think of ya kondoo, inakwanga round.
Yes.
So by the time, you know, ya ng'ombe, it's just ikiland chini kopa.
Sasa hapo kuna step tunaita preparation. Kwa kila kitu lazima uprepare. So kama ni waste kama ya kuku, ya mbuzi ama kondoo, lazima usok kwa maji kwanza. Maybe for a couple of hours ama even overnight itakuwa mzuri ndio ikue imesoki hiyo maji imeanza kuwa nyepesi. Alafu after hapo unaweza changanya sasa upate ile consistency kama ya uji. Then kisha hapo kama unataka kuchanganya multiple forms of waste, unaweza zitumia, lakini the first part lazima upate the same kind of consistency. Kwa Kiswahili tunaita nini?
Hiyo kuna venye hiyo wana get, imagine wameget.
Uichanganye vizuri ikuwe kama uji. Tunasemanga ikikuwa kama uji hivyo, then unaweza ifeed kwa system.
Hapo kwa ikiwa kama uji.
Yes.
I'm hoping we could get scenes from a farmer we visited. Hiyo process ya kuifanya uji.
Yes.
Kuna watu utaona they do it with their hands. All right? Yes. Wakisha collect your samadi and then now you come unaiweka kwa hiyo whatever
kwa ndoo.
So kwa ndoo yako, then as what is happening on the screen, so utaona wana mix na mkono, si ndio? I'm wondering, the accuracy of doing that and also the amount of time that it takes to mix it with your, is there a better way of doing it? Because if also there's a particular consistency that slurry needs to be, I don't think you'll be very accurate every time ukifanya na mkono, because this is a human being doing it.
Yes.
So kama leo uifanya vizuri inamaanisha tunaweza haribu mambo pale kwa biogas, ndio?
Yes.
So how do we achieve that, you know, slurry with the consistency that is deserved?
So kwanza mixing na mkono huwa to encourage, especially bila gloves.
Right.
Encourage
so pale tuko na makosa mingi sana.
Yes,
hapo tumekosea kila kitu.
Kwa health and safety we say make sure you use gloves, lakini kama uwezi ukimaliza sana kaa uko na watoto ama una familia, make sure unaosha mkono vizuri kabla uendelee. Now kwa consistency mara mingi kuna kitu inaitwa settling tank. Ni kama ile ya kuachilia uchafu ushuke chini. So ukiwa na samadi yenye ni solid, unaweka kwa hiyo settling tank, then unaweka maji kwa ratio yenye inafaa. So sana tuseme kama ni samadi ya ng'ombe, unaweka 1 unit ya samadi na ndoo 2 ya maji. Kisha after hapo unakoroga. So tunatumia kama unaweza tumia kamti or something like that. Uikoroge, uipige kabisa ikue nyororo. Actually that's the
kusikwe na mabumps huko ndani.
Yes, kusikwe na bumps.
Right.
Then after hapo unaacha isettle, so zile uchafu mawe zitaanguka chini, then vitu kama nyasi unazitoa.
Toa na mkono.
Kisha ukimaliza unaacha isettle. Then after a couple of hours after uchafu imeenda chini, na unaweza fungulia ingie kwa.
I'm very interested. Huko tu kuacha isettle. Tulimaliza tu kumix kama tumefungua.
Sasa kuna makosa because system yako itaunda kitu inaitwa scam. Yes.
Good.
So scam is your enemy, inaweza haribu system.
Right. And that's why we love this program. Every single day we are correcting our farmers, making sure that they're doing the right thing. So correction number 1 to mix na mkono.
Yes.
We make sure that we have gloves. Sindio?
Correct.
All right. Na ukishaweka, uache settle, you remove the
uchafu.
You break it, and then now you remove the waste hapo juu, na usifungulie immediately.
Usifungue immediately. Achia dakika kadhaa ishuke chini, then ufungulie.
Mr. Wachira, who's our farmer on the screen right now, I hope he's watching. So kuanzia kesho,
I hope as many farmers are watching, because that's one of the challenges they face.
Trust, they're watching, but I want Mr. Wachira specifically. Unaona huyo mwenye tuna mix hapo naye alifungua immediately na Mrs. Wachira. So kuanzia kesho they'll be doing the correct things. Sindio? I'm back to you, Mr. Ogola. Before tulete cabbage, tuendelee hapa na kazi. Sindio? So great. So a farmer now amekusikiza vizuri, amesikia mambo ya value addition. Mahindi ndio hii tumepanda, tulianza kupanda mwezi wa March, and we know how it happens. We get a bumper harvest, alafu siku ya soko tunaanza kulia. Sindio? Right. So they're now interested in the whole aspect of value addition. Sindio? I want to set this up. Nanunua nini ya kwanza? And also kumekuwa na hiyo issue ya ukiendea panels, sometimes mnapatiwa
quality
fake products. Hiyo imefanya wakulima wengi hata even just people who want to now set this up for their homes waachane nayo, because what you ordered versus what you get haiambatani hata kidogo. Sindio? So we want to start from what you buy first. How can you make sure that you're buying the right quality? Ndio pia mkulima wangu asitoe investment yake alafu arudi square one. Sindio? Great. Take us through that.
Okay, thank you. Now, kwetu hatuna kitu ya kusema you buy what first. We sell everything as a package, and to assure you that panel utapata kutoka kwetu ni panel genuine. Tumehakikisha mkulima hataenda kutafuta panel kwingine. So we give you the entire package including installation to your site. So ni kumaanisha hakuna shida ya fundi mwenye hajui kufanya installation, hakuna shida ya panel kukua mbaya or any other, hata battery. We get everything complete for you, so that wewe tukikupea package ni kwanza biashara. Na pia kuongezea ile uliuliza ya kwanza, faida ya mkulima. Mkulima ambaye akona hii product pia anaweza unda food ya wanyama wake. Like kama akona kuku, unaweza badilisha ile kichungi ya unga ya binadamu, the fine flour, then weke hii kichungi na upate chenga. Kama uko na vifaranga, uko na kuku, then you get very good food for them.
Are we able to do that?
Yes, we able. We'll just change it later on.
Sasa tushatengeneza unga ya kukula home. Sasa tunataka tutengeneze animal feed ndo tuone, venye inafanya kazi. Sindio? All right. Now we do want to take our first short commercial break right now, but we still do have a lot more when we come back, and as is the norm in this program, by the way hapa tunafanyanga kitu inaitwa farm joke. Sawa.
Yeah.
Mshaanza kuchaka na nyinyi ndio mnanipatia answer at the end of the program. So ya leo ni rahisi by the way. Nilikuwa na love tu sana nikasema nitawapea a simple one. Which is the hottest day of the week? It's a farm joke. So the rule of this game is don't overthink it. Usikimbie huko kwa calendar sijui unaangalia what in the days of the week, utaanguka mtihani. Don't overthink, sawa? All right, so we are taking our first short commercial break right now, but do stick around with us because later on in the program we'll get to understand a lot more on how the solar powered water pump works. Also tutatengeneza animal feed hapa kiasi yake, and finally, on this end, we are going to be discussing so much about some of the common mistakes that our farmers are making as they use their biogas. Also, feel free to send in any questions that you do have regarding clean, renewable energy, and also answers to our farm joke across all our social media platforms on Instagram at Kenya's Gold. Our SMS line is 22422, and you can also find us on X at Citizen TV Kenya. Remember to use the hashtag Kenya's Gold.